Hey everyone, it's Natasha from Educational Roots, and it has been a while, so let's catch up. All right, so if you're new here, welcome. Kind of a strange video for you to come in on. I don't know what the YouTube algorithm was doing if you're new, but if you are watching this, you're probably a long-time subscriber, and I probably consider you my friend. So thank you for coming back and watching this video. I'm going to kind of give you an update of the last couple years of my life. I didn't ever really intend to leave YouTube, and I have posted like an update or something here and there so you guys would know like I'm fine, I'm okay, because I cannot stand when YouTubers disappear and don't give you an update when they are fine, because there are actual circumstances where they're not fine, and that is heartbreaking. So anyway, I tried to like do little updates, like a post, community post or something, just so you guys would like know like I'm fine, nothing's wrong. But I didn't really like intend to leave YouTube, but through life, that's what happened, I guess. And tonight, I just got home from a date with my husband, and I said, I'm gonna go make a YouTube video. It's like 11 o'clock at night here, but I took an hour and a half nap earlier, so I guess I'm awake. So he was like, okay, that's weird, but he hasn't heard those words come out of my mouth for a while. So anyway, what have I been up to the last couple years? So let's jump back a few years. So as you guys may know, I used to say that I was a large family homeschool mom and teacher. Well, my large family, while they're still my family, it's not quite as large anymore because most of my children are adults now, which is very weird. So I have birthed 6 daughters, and I have 1 stepson, and 4 out of our total of 7 children are now adults. And the 3 that are not adults, 2 are teenagers, and 1 is 9 years old. So, they just keep getting older, and apparently so do I. Anyway, so a couple years ago, my pastor's wife said, I really wish you could teach my grandkids. And I was like, well, I could. And that started me on a journey to open my own school. Now, I had no idea that I was going to do that. That was not in the cards. It was not part of my plan. So I thought, okay, well, we could use some extra money. I had been teaching online, and I got fed up. I was teaching for a public school, and I could not handle the fact that I was teaching 4th graders who could not read, and I was not allowed to teach them to read. And that sounds absurd, and it was, but I was told, you got to get through the curriculum. And I was like, doesn't matter if we get through Robert Frost's unit on poetry when they can't read the poetry. So I begged for time to teach these kids to read. And they said, no, you have other duties. Like, you have to teach your curriculum. You have to teach the ESL class. You have to do this, this, and that. I'm like, but these kids need to know how to read. That's like the most important part. And I didn't have a lot of administrative support. And I said, if something doesn't change, I'm going to go. Nothing changed, so I went. And so then I no longer had a job. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll just bring a couple kids in and like homeschool them along with my kids. So the 2022-2023 school year, I started teaching kids in my home. I started off the school year with 10 kids plus my own, so a total of 13 kids. And I thought, okay, this is good. I had a couple rough patches in there. I actually came on YouTube crying about it one day, and then I deleted that. So, but it was hard. It was really hard. But by the end of that year, I had 17 students total, and I had hired another teacher and an aide. And I was getting calls pretty much every single day. And I was turning kids away because I had 17 kids in my house, plus me and 2 other adults. So that was 20 people, plus my husband who worked at home, so that was 21, plus a couple cats. So we had a lot of people in our house every day. And I thought, I can't take any more kids. And just never having a separation of like work and home was very difficult too. Also kind of having to always have my house like perfectly clean because people were always at my house. That kind of thing. It was stressful. And so I knew by the end of that school year that I had to make a change. Either I had to stop teaching completely, I could go back to teaching online or whatever, but I could no longer have the school in my house. I knew that. So I could either, stop teaching those kids or I can move. And so I approached my pastor about renting the classrooms at my church. And when I first met with him and his wife, my husband and I met with them, and we said, oh, maybe there'll be like 35 students. And then it had to go to the ministry leadership team, which my husband and I are a part of, but we didn't get to vote on it. And then once they approved it, it had to go to the annual church business meeting where they had to approve it. And everything got approved. So I ended that year, like I said, with 17 students. So by the time school started again in August, so that was the 2022-23 year. So for the 23-24 year, which was this last school year, I had like 77 or something like that students. So I went from like 17 to 77 students. Had multiple staff members, the whole shebang. It was literally like overnight. I don't even quite understand to this day what happened. So, suddenly I had a school. And now this year, the 2024-2025 school year, we have about 100 students, I believe. About 15 of those are homeschool enrichment students. So we probably have like 85 full-time students, I think. I don't know, somewhere around there. It might be a little more. And we are definitely at capacity. We have only 6 very small classrooms that don't even have like solid walls. They're like walls that you can open and close. And we also utilize the church nursery, the church sanctuary, the church foyer, all those classrooms. So in all, we have about 9 classrooms, and we take over the church Monday through Thursday. And then Thursday after school, we have to tear it all down and set up for Awana, because the church runs Awana on Thursday evening. So you have to kind of like make school disappear and make Awana appear. So I'm very thankful for the space, but it's not our own space. And so of course we have to do all that tearing down and setting up. So then Sunday night after church, then I have to set everything up again for the next week. So it's a lot, for sure. It is a lot. So yeah, that's the basic gist of things. I randomly started a school. It is a Christian school. It is a small private Christian school. And so because I started a school, my children are now in school and I'm no longer homeschooling, which is just the craziest thing to me. So last year, when was the first year the school was not in my house, so that's kind of like the first year I consider us like not homeschooling. My daughter Evelette, you guys may remember her. She was a gymnast for a long time. She was in 8th grade. So for the first time that she went to school, she was in 8th grade, but she started high school in 8th grade. She was far beyond her public school counterparts, the kids who were coming from the public school system. And so she started high school in 8th grade instead. So she kind of like skipped a year basically. And she did great. And I guess I just go kid by kid. So that's Evelette. She started high school in 8th grade. And at some point during the last couple of years, she did quit gymnastics and she switched over to competitive swimming and volleyball. And our school does have a swim team and a high school girls volleyball team. So she is on both teams, although both of those seasons are at the same time and both of them are over right now. She also played soccer last year and is going to play soccer again this year for our school. So she like ditched gymnastics completely and just changed it up. She actually went to state for swimming and placed in the top 15 for girls in the 50 free. That's freestyle. She does swim all the strokes, but she only competed that one this year because she was just really focused on making state. So she did that. So that was pretty cool and pretty proud mom. So next year her goal is to make top 10 in state for swimming. So I'm sure she will because she pretty much achieves her goals right now. So she is in now 10th grade. So we officially call her 10th grade, even though she should be 9th grade. And she's doing dual enrollment with GCU, Grand Canyon University. And she is doing very well. So she does a couple classes at the school, like with the teacher. So she does Bible and math and format writing, like with the high school teacher. And then she's doing the rest of her classes dual enrollment. She does them at the school still. We have a teacher who kind of monitors all the kids who are doing dual enrollment. So yeah, she's doing really well. She's getting college credits in high school, all is well. So even though she is, going to school, it's basically not really that much different than if she were to be homeschooled because she would still be doing dual enrollment and probably co-op classes. And so it's kind of just like that in a way. We have a great group of high school students. In fact, they are the best teenagers I have ever met in my life. And I can honestly say that. But no, seriously, they are fantastic kids. And so I couldn't be more blessed to have these kids as who my daughter is growing up with and going to high school with. I think that God had me open a school for these high schoolers. Like, I'm pretty convinced of it. And for her and for my girls to provide them this community of like-minded kids who love the Lord and love each other. And yeah, I couldn't be more thankful for that. So that is Evie. So then we go to Kennedy. Kennedy was also a gymnast, and then she switched to dance. So she is on the dance team. She also was on our swim team and our volleyball team, and also played soccer. And this was her first year on the swim team. She's not as good as her sister. She knows that, like, it's okay. However, the girl can play volleyball. Like, we are like, where did you come from? She's still very small. She's 13, but she's very short and small. And she's playing on the high school girls volleyball team, even though she's only in 7th grade. And man, people called her Scrappy. She kind of got this nickname Scrappy just because she just go out there and play her little heart out. She actually pretty good volleyball player. And so, yeah, my kids are just athletic, just like me. I'm just kidding. I don't know where they got that from. Definitely not me. But I am like all in sports mom because, it's also kind of like my school. So I kind of also have to be there because of that. But like, I am like, okay, you want to play volleyball? I'm in. you're gonna go swim? I'm in. Like, I don't know anything about these sports, but I am in. So that's been fun. It's been super fun to watch them play these sports, and I've learned a ton. I never knew how violent soccer was, but anyway. So that's Kennedy. She's doing really good. She's going to do like Evie did, and she'll be in 8th grade next year, but she's going to start high school. She also has a November birthday, which Evie did not. Evie's actually young for her grade, but Kennedy's old for her grade, and Kennedy is extremely smart. She's got a whole plan. She wants to be an NICU nurse. She's like, that kid is smart. She's definitely ready academically to start high school. So yeah, she's going to start high school early too, kind of follow the same path, starting in 10th grade, do dual enrollment, you know, and on and on. So all is well. And this year, I should mention that I am teaching the 7th grade girls. So Kennedy is in my class, so that's pretty cool. And yes, it's the 7th grade girls. I have an entire class of girls. So that is super fun because we can be all girly and stuff. So love that. And then there's Juliet. So Juliet is our little firecracker. She just turned 9 years old, and she is in 4th grade, and academically she's super, super smart. You may have remembered we had her evaluated when she was like 3. Well, we just redid her evaluation, and while I am awaiting the official results from that evaluation to have her like sit down with the psychologist and all that, it does appear that Juliet probably is autistic and has ADHD and some learning disabilities. However, it is also likely that she's twice exceptional, meaning she's got high IQ and very smart, and just has some differences about her. So maybe I'll do another update video on that, but Juliet is definitely a firecracker. She is the cutest thing ever. She, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't know where she came from either. And so like she loves math. She's has a really great vocabulary. Just a really insightful kid. And she does jazz dance, and she does stunting and tumbling. And swimming, she still goes to swimming every week. You guys may remember my girls go to swimming lessons every week. Well, the other 2 finally, you know, graduated and are on the swim team, but she's still trucking away at swimming lessons. So eventually she will graduate. So anyway, but she is doing well, and she really enjoys school. Now she was so much younger that she doesn't really like have the homeschool connection like the other ones do. So that's my kids. They're all doing great. Now for my adult kids, one of them is living out of state. Actually, 2 of them are living out of state. They are on their, well, one of them, my stepson lives with his stepdad, ex-stepdad. And then my 2 of my adult kids live out of state. And then one of them lives in state, and she actually had a baby boy 6 months ago. So I am a grandma. I'm not allowed to post his picture, so unfortunately I cannot post a picture of him, but he is adorable. And yeah, he just turned 6 months old, and he is so, so, so cute. So it is pretty awesome. And then one of my daughters, my adult daughters, actually still lives at home, and she actually works at my school. So that is also really awesome that she works at my school. And she was homeschooled along with the one who has a baby. And they are both thankful that they were homeschooled, and the one with the baby plans to homeschool her son when he is, you know, old enough to be homeschooled. Selfishly, I'd want him to come to my school, but you guys know I'm a homeschool proponent through and through, so I'm sure she'll do a great job homeschooling him. So that is kind of my children in a nutshell. Now, recently, like just a couple weeks ago, my husband was actually laid off from his job. So, I'd be lying if I said that that had nothing to do with my return to YouTube. I actually watched a video today from, oh my gosh, what is her name? She makes decluttering minimalism videos. The ones with her mom are the best. And my mind, her name's just escaping me. I'm gonna link her in the cards and probably down below. And anyway, she was doing this video about like her and her husband now are both home full time as content creators. And I'm like, you know, this could be a good time for this. I keep telling my husband, I'm like, dude, we could become vloggers, and I feel like our life is super interesting. And if we became vloggers, I'm pretty sure we'd become famous, and then he wouldn't have to go back to work. He doesn't like the plan as much as I do. So he's like, you want me to do what? He's like, I just talk about technology all day. I'm like, you could put that on YouTube. Anyway, so I don't know if I can get him to vlog, but that'd be fun. But you know what? I thought, you know what? Might as well come back, see what this does. But nevertheless, even if I don't make another video for another like 3 years, at least I've given you an update and you guys know what's going on in my part of the world. And you know, my husband got a good severance and all that. He was a regional solutions manager for a major technology company. So he's got a lot of experience and a lot of, you know, people that he's networked with. And so I'm sure after the holidays, he will get another job. And, you know, God is in control. So I'm not actually worried about that. But yeah, here we are. So it was fun to come back on here and make this video. And I keep thinking about like maybe I should do some like day in the life of a principal kind of thing. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm sure some people will watch those videos, but it's not like a typical school. Like, I don't even know. I don't even have words to express it. I love my school. And, but again, it's like my channel has been focused on the homeschool. And so now, you know, if I try to branch out, and because there's a lot of like teacher vloggers and stuff, I don't really see principal vloggers. There's a ton of teacher vloggers and I really enjoy watching them. But you know, the algorithm, and I feel like my faithful followers here, like, maybe don't want to see that, but I don't know. I should just go back to what I know and do flip through videos because I still love curriculum and I still have tons of curriculum because now I buy curriculum for like 100 children. So that's pretty cool. And because I know so much about curriculum, I pick the best of the best for my students. And that's also super cool. So I don't know. What do you guys want to see? You tell me. But anyway, if you made it this far, thank you. And maybe I'll see you again soon. All right. Take care. Thanks for watching.